as you guys probably know, right now in 2025, we're living in the digital gold rush. And a lot of people are looking online to either level up financially, physically, mentally, and even spiritually. So everyone is going online to this gold rush. We're going to be selling the shovels, and I'll be showing you exactly how in this video. And then at the end, I'll give you guys a special treat. I'll show you guys and tell you guys how to actually land your first role to get on track to 10,000 a month anywhere in the world with what I'm about to tell you. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. Yeah, literally, just like I just said, in this digital gold rush, people are looking online to level up physically, mentally, financially, or spiritually. It's like day trading, Forex options. I mean, all of these down here, they all help people in a certain aspect of their lives. And with people, if they have a big enough pain, they'll pay any amount of price in order to get that pain cured. So that's why these people are now looking online, because most people, especially in the finance niche, the money-making niche, people are figuring out that like a business degree, learning from a professor who's never touched six figures in their lives, drives a beat-up car to work, like how are they going to teach them how to make money for themselves? So now people are looking online, they're looking to learn from people who've actually achieved what they're trying to learn, thus creating the digital gold rush of our generation. So yeah, it's not only just about money making. People are having trouble talking to girls, maybe getting in shape, maybe just bettering themselves overall, because I mean, the four pillars of life is like wealth, love, happiness, and finances. So you want to be able to master all four categories, and some people just need a little bit of help in maybe one or more categories. So this is when we come into the picture, remote sales reps. So with these different categories, these different niches down here at the bottom, most of the time it's usually just one coach, like one online coach, one influencer, or sometimes it is a pretty big online business. But the thing is, guys, they can't take all of the people that want help and sell them, hop on calls with them to see if they even have a problem and if they can help them. So that is where us as remote sales reps, we come into play. We stand right in the middle of the cash flow from the people who are looking for help and have a problem, and the people who can solve that problem and can actually help these people. Because these people, they need our help to actually take the calls, to be able to close those deals where we get paid, the influencer gets paid, and these people are able to actually solve their problem, whether it be financials, mental, spiritual, or physical. So basically, you're basically just going to be changing lives by taking calls, texting, emailing, and I'll be going over that in just 1 second. But before we go over that, I'm going to be going over how much can you even make as a remote setter or a remote closer. Because the thing is, guys, everything is online, so it is remote. You can literally do this anywhere in the world. I've been living in Bangkok and traveling around like Dubai, Malaysia, the Philippines, Bali, like for the last almost 2 years. And I mean, I've been doing remote sales the entire time. I mean, of course, the first few months I made absolute $0 because I was on a shit offer. And I think I did skip that, by the way. But I mean, it's absolutely important to let you guys know that the offer that you're on determines how much you're actually able to make, because you can have like the best of the best salesman in the world, and you could put him on the worst offer in the world and you say, go crush it. And he might, close a few deals, but I mean, he's going to be making absolute scraps and pennies compared to the worst salesman in the world, like some homeless guy you find in the street and place him on the best offer. He's going to be making a lot more than the best salesman on the worst offer. So finding that gold mine of an offer is absolutely key, and I'll show you guys how to do that at the end of this video. But yeah, I mean, how much can you even make as a setter or a closer? I mean, that's a very important question, because if it's not worth it, like, why are you still watching this video? So let's go ahead and dive straight into those details. So yeah, with the earning potential, setters, they can make anywhere from 5 to 9% per every closed deal, plus base pay, salary type of pay sometimes, but usually from my experience and from my students, commission-based are always the best offers. And it builds up your work ethic and everything like that, so you're not just relying on the salary like the average Joe back in America. And from my students, my friends, everything in between, the minimum I've seen people make as a setter monthly is 1.5K USD. And it's actually one of my students. He's from South Africa. And 1.5K per month is it's still really gold for him, but for me, that's not so great. And the most I've seen a setter make personally is $22,000 a month on the last offer that I was on. All he did all day was just smoke weed in his PJs and call and text leads, and he made literally $22,000 a month, which was around 60 to 70% more than all the other closers on the team. And then with closers, they usually make anywhere from 10 to 25% per closed deal, plus base pay as well. Sometimes if the offer isn't up to speed, if it isn't pumping already, they usually pay you base pay until the offer is up and running. And the minimum I've seen people make as a closer from first-hand experience is $4,000 a month. And the most I've seen is $100,000 a month. Now, quick disclaimer, I only know 2 people who are making those numbers, but it is entirely possible. It is just dependent on which offer you're on. That determines on how much you make. So it's very important. So that's why I'll be going over that later in this video. So now you might be asking yourself, like, Ryan, what do we even do? I'm lost in the sauce. I'm confused. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna show you guys how to make money. So yeah, I mean, you're literally just standing in the cash flow. You're standing right as a middleman, AKA kind of just standing in the cash flow. Like, imagine there's like a river and you're just standing right in the middle, collecting all the water. And that's exactly what you're doing here. And all you really need to get started, I have a quick story for this. All you really need is a phone and or a laptop with, of course, Wi-Fi or cellular service. And yeah, the quick story is, back in Dubai, we were transitioning Airbnbs, and the second Airbnb wasn't quite ready yet. And we were just in the lobby waiting for them to clean it, sort everything out. And apparently I had a call. So I couldn't miss this call because it was a very highly qualified prospect. And the guy I was working for was sitting right next to me in the lobby. So grabbed out my phone, the tripod, set it up right there in the lobby, and closed the highest deal I've ever closed, which was a $10,000 deal. Now, mind me that that was only a 10% commission, so it was $1,000, but it was in the hotel lobby with the phone. And I'm telling you guys, that's literally all you need to succeed. So now you might be saying to yourself, well, Ryan, I'm still confused, still lost. Can you please give me a map? Don't worry, guys. I'm going to break it down to you so even a toddler could understand this. So setters, all they literally do, they call, text, and email leads using a CRM system, which is like a software where all the leads are placed and organized depending on like if they're qualified, if they're DQs, if they've already been reached out to, all different kind of factors. You're able to see that with this CRM. And usually it's a Go High Level or Close.io. And I have another video on that I'll put right here, or it might be later in the video. But yeah, in the CRM, you're basically just calling leads that are hot, they're warm, they're pretty much ready to buy. All you need to do as a setter, it's literally just like basketball if you've ever watched it or played it. You're like alley-ooping it to the closer and he's dunking the deal, closing the deal. And all you're doing is just qualifying them and warming them up, making sure they have a problem and making sure that they're able to afford to solve that problem. So yeah, I mean, basically you get paid $22,000 a month to get high all day while wearing PJs and talk to people on the phone or text them. But of course, I don't condone doing drugs or wearing PJs all day, but that's exactly what my friend Christian did in Romania as a setter, and he's the guy who made $22,000 a month. So that just kind of shows you what's possible. Now with closing, I'll break that down real quick as well. And yeah, with closing, it requires a bit more skill than a setter because it's more of a deep conversation, figuring out their pains, motivations, everything of that nature. But I mean, you're literally being paid to be a problem solver and a middleman from the sick person and the cure, which is whatever you are selling for the mentorship course, coach, whatever it may be. But I mean, now you're probably thinking like, well, I mean, sounds great, Ryan, sounds too good to be true, but I mean, how do I even get started for myself? Like, how do I actually take action to do exactly what you're doing? So here's the secret sauce I told you guys that I would give you at the end of the video. So don't worry about training that much. I mean, you can get the fundamentals down, but outreaching, that's definitely the hardest part. And that's what usually takes the longest in remote sales to actually be successful. So first up, you need to set up your profiles to look as professional as possible. I had a few of my students and they just had a bunch of pictures of them in college, drunk, with a bunch of random girls, and it did not look professional at all. And if anything, it looked like they were a degenerate homeless guy. So you want to be able to set up your profiles to have only professional pictures. I mean, cigars are okay, maybe a whiskey at a professional place, but at least don't look like you're wasted and you look out of place. You need to be able to look the part to land the part as a setter or a closer. And in your bio as well, just put remote sales professional. You could put a remote appointment setter, remote closer, whichever one you're actually trying to go for. And just make your Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn, and Upwork look like an online business card. So that way, when you're reaching out to these influencers and online businesses, when they look on your profiles, they'll be like, okay, well, this guy's not all jokes. He's not drinking. He's not partying. He's ready to lock in and crush it and do some crazy numbers for my offer. So that's what you want him to think. You don't want the online business or influencer to think you're just going to waste his time, burn his leads, and ultimately be a full-on degenerate. So number 2 is outreaching. Now, the number one way I've seen my students actually find offers is through YouTube, because that's where the biggest companies are, the biggest influencers, where the hottest and warmest leads are, to make you as successful as quick as possible. So on YouTube, all you literally do is first you need to find out which niche you would be most comfortable and most confident selling in, whether it be fitness, day trading, crypto, whatever it may be. I even have a student who's on a French culinary offer. You need to find out what you would be most confident selling, so that way you have high conviction. When you're talking, you're not out of place and wondering like what you're even talking about in the first place, because I've been there and you don't want to be doing that. So with outreaching, first look at the niche in the search bar, and then from there you'll see a bunch of different influencers, coaches, and you want to make sure that they have a pretty high following. And then from there, click on one of the videos and kind of put yourself in the shoes of a prospect and go through the funnel, which is like the point A to point Z process of how influencers sell their course, mentorship, whatever it may be. So pretend you're trying to learn from a influencer on how to get into day trading, and keep watching videos and then dig into the description, see if they have a high ticket product, and you'll basically know this. If you click on that description and you click that link, and it leads you to a type form where you're filling in your name, email, phone number, and it leads you to a page to book a call, then you know it's very likely they have a high ticket product. And then from there, just use an email scraper, or you can even go to the about section and click their email. And then from there, to outreach properly, what I want you guys to do is just sit down, get a nice background. Don't wear what I'm wearing right now. Get a nice colored t-shirt on, a professional background, a quiet environment, good lighting, a nice haircut, and you need to look as professional as possible. And once you get their email, literally just go to your email, of course, and then compose a new email. Put in their email, put in the subject something catchy, put in urgent, please don't watch this, use some reverse psychology, do whatever you can in the subject to make it stand out, because they are flooded every day with emails. So you want to be able to stand out as best as possible. Now, next up, with the actual personalized video, you want to make it at least 30 seconds to a minute, maybe 2 minutes long at max. And this is your first test in remote sales. You want to be able to sell yourself on why you would either be a good setter or a good closer. And you can practice this before you send it, but just make a loom. And you can even go through the process of being a prospect and going over their funnel and showing them and telling them how you would close deals for them that might be cold, might be dead. And basically just selling yourself. So just saying like, hey, my name is Ryan Little. I'm 21. I live in Bangkok, Thailand right now. I've been watching your channel for the last 2 years, and I really respect what you do, helping people get out of their 9-to-5s by learning a very valuable skill with day trading, so that way they can gain not only financial freedom, but time freedom and location freedom, which I think is the 2 most valuable things to me. So if you don't mind me asking, like, I was kind of wondering, like, do you have any cold, maybe dead leads that you've probably given up on that I could just call and close for you with no risk whatsoever? So that way I can prove to you that I can do some crazy numbers for you and show you what I'm actually capable of. And if everything makes sense after I close a few deals, possibly talking about getting on board as either a setter or a closer, whichever one you feel will fit. I really respect and love what you do. No need to answer whatsoever. I know you're a very busy guy helping people change their lives. Hope you have a great rest of your day and keep crushing it, brother. So do something like that. It doesn't have to be word for word. It's very important to be very authentic and genuine, so that way they kind of feel that, and it's not like you're putting on a mask or reading a script, because that'll kind of turn them off. So that's like the best way I've seen to properly outreach, so that way you get the most attention from these people, these influencers and online businesses, so that way you give yourself the best chance to actually land these offers. And very important as well, a very important tip I want to tell you guys, is you want to be able to vet these offers to make sure that you're going to be making consistent income. Because believe me, the first 4 to 5 months in remote sales, I made $0. And that's because I did not vet the offers. I just joined any offer I could and I paid the price. I made $0. So I mean, that's a pretty big price in terms of living out here in Bangkok, Thailand with $1,500 with no income coming in. So having to fast, that was the price I had to pay, and I don't want you guys to do that. So you want to make sure they're at least bringing in at least $100,000 per month in revenue, and make sure that they're actually a legit business, not an MLM, not a scam. You guys don't need to pay to join an offer. Of course, you can pay to join a mentorship or a network group that sped up my process, and it can speed up your process too. And yeah, I mean, then all it takes is just doing the numbers. It's literally just time plus consistency plus consistency plus quality. I think that was it. Whatever it is, just do the numbers. Send as many as you can, but make them all high quality. And then you give yourself the best possible chance to land an offer. And then that leads with step 3, which is absolutely print. So I leave that to you guys. I think that's pretty much it. And then you'll end up in Koh Samui like me and look like a pretty fire dude that's ripped on a private island. It's not a private island, but it looks pretty sick. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. Hopefully you guys got some insights. If you have any questions whatsoever, comment down below. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'll be able to help you out. So that's it, guys. I'm done. Hopefully you guys have a good one.